What's up? It's Jack, and I'm back again. We're trying this out in HD, and I want to start talking about today. We're going to talk about a song from SoundGarden called SuperUnknown. It's one of my favorite songs. My brothers and I like to jam it, and if you know anything about SoundGarden, they got a lot of crazy tunings. This is off, obviously, the SuperUnknown album. So it's a little bit different. It's nothing super crazy. I'm not really going to touch on the solos so much. Kim Thiel, he plays a lot of exotic type stuff, so I'll leave that for you to figure out. But it's a cool song to jam. So first thing, so it's got about 6 parts in it. I'll kind of go over the order at the end, but for now I'm just going to show you each of the parts, and then we'll figure out the order afterwards. So the first thing you need to know is that it's not in a standard tuning. Standard tuning on the guitar, you're going to have an E, a G, E, G, A, sorry, E, A, D, G, B, and E. And we're going to change these 2 strings. We're going to do a drop D, which you might be familiar with. So the way I do that is I'm going to play my D string, and then I'm going to play my low E, my regular D, and I'm going to try and tune those together. Like that. And the difference with this song is that you're going to drop the A down to a G. So you can do the same exact thing. You can use your open G string, and you can find that like that. So you're going to have D, A, D, D, G, D, G, B, and E. Okay, so you want to have all those straight. You can also use a tuner, which is what I'm going to do right now, just to make sure everything's cool, and then we'll start going over the licks. Okay. So, as I said, again, the tuning D, G, D, G, B, E. So there's 2 things I want to just mention with this song. I like to throw in some kind of theory or exercises or whatever each time that we learn a song. The first thing is the song has a lot of pull-offs on, and if you're not familiar with those, that might be something that you want to practice first. Okay? So basically what you're doing, in this case we're using the 3rd and the 5th fret and the open string. We're going to be playing it on 3 different strings, but let's just play it on the A string right now. And you're gonna sound the G, you're gonna fret the 3rd fret rather, and you're gonna sound it with the pick. Then you're gonna hammer with your ring finger, or the other one if you want to use it, onto the 5th fret. Pull it back off to the 3rd, and then pull the 3rd off so that the open rings. So you can just do this over and over if you're not familiar with it. Okay? The second thing is the song has a lot of arpeggios, even though the chords are really weird because of the tuning. But basically what I'm talking about is you're holding a shape and then you're playing 1 string at a time. Now in particular, we're talking about 3 strings, 1 note per string. So this is something I got from Al Di Meola. I've mentioned it in some of my other videos. But basically, the best way I think to pick this is 2 downstrokes followed by an upstroke, because you're going to get 3 consecutive strings in a row. So for example, you got this right here, and then I'm going to switch to this. Okay? The reason for that, I think, it makes sense, is because after you do 2 downstrokes, with the upstroke, you're bringing yourself back into position to do the next one. So if I'm playing 3s, you can see that I'm going down, down, up, down, down, up, down, down, up, down, down, up. Again, if you're not comfortable with this, or this is something kind of new and you want to work on it, then you can just take that right there. I'm playing the 5th fret of the top of the low string and the 3rd fret of the low string with these 2 strings. We'll call it A and D, even though the tuning's different. Open. So down, down, up. Okay? So that's my little rant. So let's talk about the intro. The intro is kind of the same as the verse lick, but it's an octave higher. Okay, so what I'm doing is I'm doing that pull off, 3rd, 5th, 3rd, open, on the G string. Okay, I'm following that by, this is like one of the only times that you're going to use 2 fingers to fret a chord. You got your 5th fret of your D, your 3rd fret of your G, and open B. Again, down, down, up. Then you're just going to put your first finger on the D and play open G and open B. Whoops. So basically it's alternating. This happens throughout the song. You're alternating between the pull-off and these 2 arpeggios. The same kind of riff goes over and over. One thing I do want to say is that the riff actually starts with the arpeggio if you're talking about on the downbeat or if you're looking at a piece of music. It should really be, okay, because when you change it, that's the part you're going to change to start with. But to the ear, or the way you think about it, you might think about the riff first. This is actually coming in at the end of the bar, if that makes sense. So again, intro. Cool. Okay, now we're at the verse. He's going to move everything from that to, so basically an octave down. That's probably one of the reasons for the change in the tuning. And our chords, the picking is going to be the same, but our chords are going to be the one I just showed you before, which is 5th fret on the E string, followed by the A and the D open. And then 3rd fret, followed by the A and the D open. So again, this should be painfully clear by now, but let's go over it. 3, hit 3, hammer 5, pull off the 3, pull off the open. Okay, and then down, down, up, down, down, up. So it's going to sound like this. Okay? Now, he does jump down. He takes the whole thing down 1 string during the first verse only, but he will use this lick, something similar to it in other parts of the song. That, again, everything's just down a string. So instead of starting on the A string, let's start on the D. And let's fret the 5th fret of the A, followed by the D and the G open. And the 3rd fret of the A, D and G open. Okay? So the lick's going to go. Now this is what I was talking about. It's on the back side of the bar when you switch. But you're going to play the new lick going into it. It's probably confusing, but basically I'm playing, I'll just call this the A string, and then this one the D string lick. So first I'm going to play A string. Then when I switch, I'm going to play the D string first, twice, and then I'm going to play the A string again. It's a little tricky, but if you listen to it, you can get it. Okay, let's talk about the, so again, that's the whole, the verse lick. And they really mix up how many times each thing is played in this song. We'll go over that at the end. Okay, pre-chorus. This is a cool part. Okay, basically, he's got, this is a D note, right? No, that's a G, and you tune this to a G, so you got an octave there. And then he slides it up and plays the 9th. So what you're playing is the 7th fret of the D string with the open A to the 9th fret, sorry, 5th fret of the D string to the 7th to the 9th fret. So it's just 3 hits on it. You got that? You're going to play both strings together. Okay, then we got again, octaves here, right? Because these are both D strings. 5th fret to 3rd fret. A little word about this. I use these fingers because I take my middle finger and I gently lay it on this string that's in between them because I don't want it to ring. But you can see I'm still strumming like this, so that's how I get away with it. So this one's fretted, and it's also muting this out. You can see that's muted. And then I'm using the other finger for the D string, so you get that. From the 5th to the 3rd fret. So again. Then we're going to have, it's an A note to a G note. It's the 7th fret of the D string to the 5th fret of the D string with the open A alternating after the lick. So. All together. Okay, 3 times. Kind of weird instead of 4. It does that 3 times. And depending on which verse, it's going to either go back to the verse lick or it'll go to this next one, which is the chorus. The chorus has 3 parts. Actually, there's this ending lick too that I want to show you right here. It's going to repeat again in different parts of the song. So this is that pull off, but on the D rather than the A. Okay. So you're going to do that once, and then you've got 6 arpeggios. So you can think of this, and again, it's just 1 fretted note followed by 2 open strings below it. You can think of it whatever way you want. I'm going to show you the notes you're going to fret first. That's the first 3, easy to remember. 5, 3, 2. Then you're going to go 3, and then 3 on the E string, and then 2 on the E string. Okay, those are where your finger's going to be, but each one's going to be followed by 2 open strings. We're going to use our down, down, up, and it's groups of 3. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. 6 groups. Let's see it right here, real slow. Okay. Whoops. And then it's open D at the end, and just let that ring. So whatever way you want to finger it. I tend to do that. I use my middle finger, I slide to the 3rd, and then I use these 2 for this position. So again, all together. Whoops. Cool. Chorus. Okay, remember this, what we played in the middle of the pre-chorus? That shape. We're going to play 6, 5, 3, 5, 6, 5, 3. 6, 5, 5, 3, 5, 3, 6. Okay? He plays 1, 5 before he plays the lick, so you can think of it like this. Plays that 5 right before he goes to the... Okay? Again, this is repeated a different amount of times. That's all, I'm just showing you the lick right now. The next part of the chorus is simply this little shape. Again, these are octaves. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and so 8 times. To the 3rd fret. But on the 8, you're going to start the next lick. So you're going to go 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. So 7 of those. So again. Okay, 3, 2, open. He plays 3, 2, open twice on the D string, but the rhythm is slightly different, each one. Okay? All together. Okay, now depending on what part of the song is, he's going to do different things there. The first time, he goes right back to. The second time, it's going to be. Okay, which is our next thing. It's the bridge. And the last time, that's kind of how the song ends, but then he repeats it over and over. So let's look at that. We're holding this same exact chord, this octave chord that we've been using, which is the 3rd fret of the E string and the 3rd fret of the D. This is basically the lick. So, E string, D string, G open 3 times, and then open once. But what he's doing is he's doing a quick hammer from open to 3. I mean, it's real quick. You got to listen to it. So you can do 2 things. You can hammer the whole thing on, or you can plant this finger here on the D string and hammer this one. Okay, that's the bridge part. At the end of the bridge, he kind of bends that whole thing up. This is where the solo comes in. Again, I'm not going to go over the solo. My guess is you would use notes from G minor. And I do have some of it, you know, it tabbed out, but I don't really, I'm not really going through it. It's too much right now. Because I'm not sure if he's even playing in this tuning or not, or if he overdubs the solo afterwards. Anyway, behind the solo though, we're going to play the chorus riff. Okay, and then we're going to end with that lick. Which is the end of like the pre-chorus. It's used in different parts of the song. Okay? So let's go over the whole order of every part. I'll try and break this down as best as possible. And then you can have your hand at it. Check it out. Alright. Okay, so this is the last part. I'm gonna attempt to tell you all the parts. You're just gonna have to listen to the song because it's kind of crazy, and it's hard for me to name each part because they take some of the parts, like we were showing those 6 parts, and they kind of morph them or whatever. I got my notes right here, so let's see. So the intro is this. Whoops. 4 times, then it's going to go to. So just remember, if you want to, if you're counting, it's really like the half, because the beat actually begins on. That's really the lick, not with this first. But he plays that first on the back half of the previous measure, so whatever way you want to count it. Anyway, it's going to do this 8 times. So that would be 4. You do that 8 times, then the verse comes in. Each verse is going to go this lick 16 times. So again. So that's 4. So you're going to do it 16. It's really like 15 and a half, because at the end of the 16th time, instead of doing, you're going to go to 2 times, and then back to 2 times. Okay? Hopefully that makes sense. I'll write this on a document. You can download it. Then we're at the pre-chorus. As I said before, that's going to be 3 times. That doesn't change. Then you're going to do that verse lick again 4 times. Now the last one is going to be the ending. Okay? now we're at the first one. Now the chorus is very similar. There's 3 choruses. The first 2 are almost identical. He's going to do alive in the super unknown. He says that 3 times, and then first he steals your mind, which is... Okay, so for the first 2 alive in the super unknown, you got... But there's 2 before that. So that lick right there, let's call that chorus part 1, the first lick of the chorus. You're going to do it 2 times, like I just played it. Then you're going to do it 2 more times, alive in the super unknown. I can't sing and play it. Now for the third, alive in the super unknown, you're going to do the second lick on the chorus, which is... Okay, and then... It only plays that once. The first 2 choruses, they're the same. Okay? So again, you got this lick 4 times. The first 2 is no words, the second 2 is alive in the super unknown. Then this lick, and then... Okay, so after that lick 1 time, right back into the verse. And there's a beat break right here. So you're going to play it 4 times. Now we have the verse again, 16, same thing. Okay, it's all the same. But this time he doesn't go to... He doesn't jump that the next string higher. He's just going to go straight into the pre-chorus, which is... Again, 3 times. So you're basically removing 4 measures. You're removing... Okay, you're removing those 4 and just going straight into... Okay. So, and then we're going to have the chorus after the pre-chorus, which again is the same as the other one. So this part's not too difficult. 2 times. And then 2 more times with alive in the super unknown. 1 of these. And 1 of these. Now you got... So if I play those 2 parts, we'll call that 1 turn. So 1 time, this is 1 of the bridge licks. That's 1. Okay? So from there, we're going to do the whole thing 8 times. And you'll have to figure out where the words come in or whatever. Then again, at the end, he bends it. And there's kind of a pause. The snare comes in and it'll get the band back together. Now we've got the outro solo. And he's going to play this lick. Whatever way you want to count it. If you just want to count 1 of those, then it's 16. It's 8 measures. And that fit, or it's 16 measures. So that lick fits in 1 measure. That's 1. Okay? So he's going to play that 16 times. The first 8 times, it's the solo in. The second 8 times, he's kind of doing his screaming, alive, alive in the super unknown, whatever. Actually, no. He's going to play it 16 times with just the solo. Then he's going to play it 8 more times, saying alive in the super unknown. Now, before this, he was saying alive in the super unknown 3 times. This time he plays it 7 times. So that's the reason for 3 of those. I mean 6. Let's see, hold on. Okay. I'm going to play this lick 16 times during the solo. Then we're going to play it 8 more times. Then we're going to play this lick, which we only played once before. We're going to play it 3 times. And then you got 3 times. It's a bear, but that's why the song's awesome. So try and fit all those pieces together, and let me know if you have any questions. And check it out. I'm going to try and start cranking out some songs videos now.